evening, everybody, and welcome to Dialogue here on JCN. I'm your host, Etoile Pinder, and I'm so happy because I am back at the Cube West Gallery, in an amazing place, sort of a home for artists of all types. And I am going to be interviewing Anna Proctor about her new fantastic exhibit that is coming up in a couple of weeks. But right before I get into that, as always, I just want to remind everybody about the Bahamas Humane Society. They have got the most incredibly adorable cats, kittens, dogs, and puppies, just the most adorable ones. So if you are looking to add a furry friend into your home and bring them in, then please go check out the Bahamas Humane Society. You can check out either their Facebook page, just put in Bahamas Humane Society, or the Facebook page for Bark, which is B-A-A-R-K. They both have pictures posted of all the amazing animals available for adoption there. So enough of that, but do check them out. And now on to Anna. So welcome to the show. I am so happy to have you here because Anna and I met. I have to tell this little story because I just think it's adorable. So we were downtown at Van Bruegel's. This must have been 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
No, last summer.
Was it just last year?
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having way too much fun. So it was last year, World Cup, of course. So it was last year. We were in a Dutch restaurant for the World Cup, and they were playing against Spain, and we were the only Spain supporters in the room. So of course there was a natural had to hang out together. For defensive purposes. Yeah. So after that, found out that Anna had spent time in Spain, which of course I have as well. Very happy to have started up a new friendship. And then found out that you're this incredible artist, which is just, she's very modest as well. I'll hopefully get that out of her. We can see one of her incredible pieces behind us, and you have an upcoming show.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit, I guess, about how you got into art.
Well, I was always interested in art at school. I think I had some great teachers, and they just sort of encouraged it from that stage. And it's something I've done throughout my life. It's just now that I've moved to the Bahamas, I can concentrate on it more. So I'm very lucky. Which is fantastic,
and I'm sure there's got to be a lot of good inspiration here. You'll see throughout the show, we're going to have a couple of her extra pieces shown, and you'll see that some of them are very, I feel, inspired by our local beauty and items here. So, okay, so. Tell me about this exhibit, though. Obviously, it's going on here at the Cube West, but tell me some more. What are the dates? What are you looking forward to about it?
Okay, well, it's called Pachugo, which is an Italian word for a mixed match of ice creams and sweet things. So quite a broad theme to sort of explore, but I've concentrated on fruits and sort of circus themes.
Excellent. So here we see the pink in the hair.
Lots of pink.
Excellent. Well, that's
kind
great.
Of ice cream colours is the palette as well. So.
Fantastic. Now, how did you come up with that as a theme, though? Because that seems sort of, for me, again, everybody knows I'm I'm the last person chosen for a Pictionary game. Let's just say that. So creativity, not my strong point. How did you come up with a theme like this?
Well, originally, a few months ago, AJ and I came together to discuss doing a show. We were going to have a joint show, but and that was the word that we decided on.
Perfect.
So yeah, it was a sort of discussion.
Came out, and AJ Watson, who is, I don't know what the official title is, perhaps curator or at least founder of the Cube West, and another incredible artist that's here in the Bahamas. You guys were working on the show together, and then he bailed on you, essentially, is what it sounds like. Yeah. He totally abandoned ship, and so now you get to have your first, is this your first solo show?
It is, yeah, so no pressure.
Yeah, no, none at all. So what are you looking forward to about this? Obviously, I know I was at an exhibition that you had out at Albany. Yeah. Have you exhibited other places here in the Bahamas since you've been here?
I did the Art and Wine show in October, so yeah, but that's it. I mean,
so they're growing because again, Art and Wine, you were sharing space with 100 other artists. Albany was with another 15 artists, and now it's the Sola. What do you feel is different about this show for you than the previous showings?
Well, I've been allowed to kind of work on a theme and fully explore that. I've had a lot more time to experiment, to try different media.
So you're doing different media as well?
Yes.
So the lady behind me, tell me about her. What is she made of? How is she done?
Well, she's a lino cut.
Okay. Which means for all of us artistically ignorant people out there.
So you have a piece of lino, and you have a sort of almost like a chisel that you kind of carve away at, and anything that's left on the surface is what's printed from the lino. So it's a sort of like a relief method.
Okay.
Printing.
Perfect. So relief method, linograph?
Yes.
Perfect.
Lino print. Linoleum print.
Linoleum print. Okay.
Yeah.
And you obviously had said before that you were going with ice cream colors. So
yes.
This is strawberry. Is this what our theme is here?
Yep, definitely a berry concoction.
And is this somebody who actually would have modeled for you, or did you get a photo? How do you yes. When you're doing people, what do you do? 'Cause
this is the girl next door, actually. She actually does live next door.
Fantastic.
And she actually lapped up the chance of doing a photo shoot with me. So
perfect.
She doesn't actually have an afro, but I sort of superimposed like the candy floss hair onto her, so it's a bit like a wig.
Yes.
Slash cotton candy.
You do feel it's very 70s style there.
Yes, definitely a retro.
So do you do, because I mean, this is what's interesting is that when I always thought of portraits, I always sort of thought about what they were doing in the 1500s, where you had to sit there for 16 hours in the exact same position, probably for days at a time, for the artist to get you. It seems we've moved forward since then. So you said a photo shoot. Is that what you did? You took a bunch of photos?
I took some photos and then, I used the photo to make the print.
And did you choose with the model which photo you wanted to use, or is this all up to you as the artist?
It was all up to me. She's quite a young girl, and
she allowed you
want to be involved in that stage. So.
Okay, no, well that's great. Well, I mean, I really
do.
I think it's just an incredible piece.
Thank you.
And when you're doing still lifes, I suppose, not as much chance that your banana is going to move or your strawberries are going to move. Do you do them from actual objects, or do you also take a photo?
I always do them from life. Yeah.
You do? Okay.
So I generally prefer drawing from life, but with people, and especially children, they're liable, likely to move, so it's a lot easier to have a photo to work from. Yeah,
well, she says children, but I mean, for everybody who knows me, I can't do anything without moving my hands a million times, so I would make an absolutely awful still life
blurry
subject.
Image.
Yeah. Yes, very blurry without a doubt. Yeah. Okay, so first solo show, when is this going to be?
It's going to be on the 19th, which is on a Friday.
Perfect.
So 2 weeks from Friday.
Okay.
6 o'clock to 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then if people are interested in coming to this, and we're going to talk a little bit more to, again, the man behind the scenes, Mr. A.J. Watson, in a little while, but if people are interested, they should send an email either to you, I suppose, or to the gallery itself about how to receive an invitation to come to the show?
Yes, we've sent out a lot of invitations on Facebook and also by email, but yeah, they can
But if they're
out
watching the show, they haven't yet received an invitation,
they can look at the Cube West website.
Okay, so they've got a website and they can go on there.
Information on that.
Okay, perfect. So stay tuned for more when we have AJ on, because we'll give some more details about how to do all of that. How many pieces are you going to have in the show?
I think about 20 probably. I have to.
How long does that
advise everything?
How long does that take for you to do? Like for the lady behind you, how long is this something you? It sounds like that's a very elaborate process with carving things out and all of that. How long does it take you to do something like that?
Well, this was probably the most time-consuming piece because it's quite a slow process and it's also quite painful on the shoulders.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So you can only do it in little bursts. So yeah, I think I worked on that sort of on and off for a few days.
Okay. So, and then that would be the entire thing with including the colors and framing and all of that, or that's all added steps
that's
as well?
on top of, framing is extra.
So tell me a little about your frames, because this is something I really admired at your Albany show, was that you had sort of customized your frames. So you're doing your own thing with them.
This one I actually haven't customized.
Oh, it's not, okay.
Because it's an odd size. I wasn't able to buy a frame that was, off the shelf.
Yeah.
So I had to get this done. But all the others are painted in appropriate sort of summery colours.
So you actually, essentially, you're painting them to match with the content within.
Yes.
That's great. And which I think it's so neat that you can actually get the artist to do that, because almost always when I buy a piece, I have to go and take it to whoever, and then it's always me and the person in the store looking at matte colors and frame colors, and I mentioned not very artistic, so I'm like, yeah, perfect. Blue would go great with this yellow painting, don't you think? And they're like, no, don't do it.
Well, it's a good chance for me to just tie it all together and make it look coherent, I think.
Right, and put your sort of artist stamp on it too.
Yeah, and give it that sort of island look with the colours and paint,
which is great. And nice. I mean, again, from the ignorant person's perspective, I think that a frame so often really either draws your eye to certain bits of a painting or takes it away from certain bits of a painting. So I really do think it sort of influences us as the viewers,
Yeah.
what we're seeing.
The frames that I'm using are quite simple and minimal. They're not going to interfere too much with
Okay,
the painting.
which is great.
They're just going to enhance them, hopefully.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, well, we are going to go and take a quick break, but then when we come back, I'm going to talk to Anna some more about the upcoming art and also some of the other fun websites that she has got going on. So come back with us after the break.
He breaks you to bush cry and